guys, so what's going on? I know I haven't made a video in a little while. Not really going to get into that. It's just basically winter. At the end of the year, the races, my clutch was slipping, and I didn't have slicks, and I didn't have money to get a new clutch at the time, so I didn't make it to the last race. That's why I didn't end up posting much race videos. I just posted that 1 14-second pass, and now I'm just working on things over the winter. Now that it's actually kind of settled down a bit with the snow, I'm working on body work on the car, which I'll get into on the next video. But right now, what I'm working on is I got the my intake manifold off the car today, as well as the wart warner turbo, the up pipe, the intercooler that I'm not going to be using anymore, I don't think, the fuel rail, the gaskets, which are still usable, but I'm going to get new ones. This is actually the Z6 throttle body off of my Z6 intake manifold. So let me just pause that music. Okay, so the Z6 intake manifold, obviously, as you can see, it's got the single or the 2-wire idle air control valve instead of the 3, and that's what I was running because I'm OBD1. Even though my harness was OBD2B, I switched it to OBD1. Well, not harness, sorry, the a few things on the harness to make it work with the OBD1 jumper and the P28 ECU. So anyway, basically the main reason I want to switch back from the main reason that I'm showing you that is because on the intake manifold I've been running since then, it's a Y8 automatic intake manifold, which has a lot bigger plenum, and it's actually been ported quite well, like a mild port. So I figured it'd be worth it to do it on this. If you picked up just an automatic Y8 intake manifold from the scrapyard, I wouldn't really take the time into doing it unless you want to, and you just have time to do it. But I would get a manual one because it'll already have it on the back, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So on the back, you can see that the bolt that's in there right now, that is one of the idle air control valve bolts that would normally be in there, and then the other one's missing, so it's got to be drilled and tapped for a bolt. And then if you look on the back of the actual idle air control valve itself, it's got 2 holes, and the way this works, basically on these ones anyway, on the Z6 intake manifold, this first hole right here goes to this hole right here. So actually it's when it's on there like this, just like that, and then that first hole there goes through there, and I don't know how much I'll be able to really show you of that, but it goes through and up in there and around to there. So basically if you look at this, it goes up, follow that, and comes out there. Now on the Y8 one, this actually sets up a bit higher, so the hole should be able to be drilled straight across and straight down, and I should be able to use the Z6 throttle body again on the Y8 intake manifold once this is finished, and that will allow air to get in through this part on the throttle body, if I can get it to get in there good enough. So if you look down, and so if you see these 2 little spots here, you see this one and this one, the one actually goes to the top, which is right there, and that goes through the idle air control valve. So basically what happens is when this flap is closed completely, it has a hole, so when the idle air control valve adjusts and needs more air, that's where the air gets sucked into, or in from. So basically that's how that works, and we're going to start by getting a drill bit for this. So in this case I'll probably go ahead and go with a 1/4 and see where that puts us, and I'll have to take obviously the bolt back out. So one sec. One-handed today, most days I guess I am, but anyway, winter's been boring, so got lots of time to get stuff done for this year. I do plan on some pretty cool stuff, but I will kind of keep that a secret to the next video. This is a bit loose in there. I'm going to see, I can tell by looking the next one's too big, so I'm just going to set that there for a sec. Over here and see if I have a more accurate size. Basically what I want to do is get the drill bit so it's tight with the threads and not too tight, or not, like it has to see how this one's like it almost fits but it doesn't quite fit. It's got to fit, but it's got to be snug. And what that basically allows me to do is ensure that I have all the threads when I tap it. And so yeah, basically what that allows me to do is it ensures I have all the threads to tap it. And then yeah, so that one's a little too big. We'll go down one size and see if this fits any snugger than the other one did. And here, let me just focus that in a bit better, try to get a more close-up shot of this. Okay, so see that one's a little loose too. I don't know how much, if it's looser. Let me see here. You know what? Let's look at the ends of the drill bits themselves. They almost look identical in size, so I'm thinking we're just going to go ahead and use this one here. That we use secondly, just because it's a cheaper drill bit. And yeah, so sorry about the focusing. I still haven't got a camera that autofocuses this properly, but I'm making my best to work with it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this back on with one bolt, hold it in place, get that the hole started. Alright, so I don't know what happened there with my camera, it kind of cut out for a minute, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what I was talking about. So basically what I was going to say there was I was going to put this on with one bolt, hold it in place, take the drill bit, use that hole as a guide, possibly, depending on if it, see, it's a little bigger, so I don't really like that idea. So what I'll probably do is I'll use the hole as a guide, and I'll I should be able to get it in the middle. Either that or I'll mark it with a marker and then start drilling, but I just want to make sure it's dead on. And then yeah, so I might just use the hole as a guide, because I've did that before and I'm pretty good at it, so I think I can do it even though the holes are a bit bigger. But I'll get that done. I'll start drilling it. Once I start the hole, I can take that back off, finish the hole. But yeah, let's do that, and we'll drill it about as deep as, not quite as deep as these threads, so yeah, anyway, fucking focus. But anyway, yeah, about the depth of those threads, just about a couple millimeters less than the depths of those threads is how deep we're going to drill it and tap it. We may have to drill it just a tad bit deeper to get the taps to work. So once I get that done, I will show you guys the hole finished, and then we will go inside and tap the hole. But as I drill this hole too, I'm also going to quickly drill this one out, because this one goes straight through into the intake manifold, and this one goes to the throttle body. So this one I'll do inside because it's going to be a little more, have to be a little more cautious with it, but I will start it on this side so I know where it is. And I'll start with a small size and go to a bigger size for those ones. So yeah, we'll be back soon and I'll show you guys the hole that I have drilled, and we will be ready to tap. guys, so this is actually I took the throttle body off quick after I finished drilling everything, and if you actually look, this has actually been ported as well, and I knew that already, I just forgot to mention it in the beginning of the video, and I think it goes on like this. Yep. If you actually look, the gasket lines up like dead even with the oh, and the light's just terrible in here. Maybe get it on a bit of a better angle. You could kind of see the gasket lines up quite nicely, so they did a decent job. It's a nice rough port, which is, well, not too rough, it's smooth, but it's rough enough for the intake like it should be. And this side I definitely won't be able to show you, I don't think, but I'll try. I might be able to get a little bit of it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you can see. So if you look right here, you can see the lines going up and down, and there's no casting on the side. It's just a very light port, but if you kind of look as I go along, you can see light port, gasket match, not all the way up the tubes, but good enough, and the white has a bigger plenum. So basically, port match throttle body, port match that, and as I showed you in the beginning, that hole is actually going to be going from this side to this side right here. So I went ahead and drilled it because I haven't tapped this one hole yet, but yeah, can't really see in that hole too well, but from that side you can kind of see what's going on. So anyway, it meets up, and that goes from the throttle body where it has the hole on the other side to suck in the air, and yeah, it comes out this hole and goes through the idle air control valve depending on the temperature of the coolant and into the intake. So that'll limit the air, and although the hole itself on this side isn't the same as this part of the gasket that my finger is on, it is right in the corner here, and it's directly across from the hole, and it's still perfect airflow, so I don't think I'll have an issue. I can take the Dremel and get fancy with this and try to like drill it, do it out like this, and then match it into the tunnel. But I still have to go up about one more size on drill bit for the big holes, and I gotta tap that, and then I'll be done. So that's pretty much it, and then I'll be right back, and I'll show you guys the idle air control valve on afterwards, and ready to go. The throttle body I may not be able to put on yet. I can put it on, but I won't be able to put it on permanently just because I need to get a new gasket. Or actually, no, I don't, sorry. The gasket should be okay still. We'll see. Anyway. Alright guys, so I got it all finished. I got the actual idle air control valve on there now, so that's one good thing. And unlike the Z6 manifold, it's actually tucked quite nicely on this one. And there's the gasket. You can see got both bolts in. I actually put some Loctite on this one. That one I didn't because it's fine. Everything looks good. Got the throttle body down there. And I got the gasket for it there. Sorry, getting really tired. Anyway. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for tonight. I got it finished. I showed you guys kind of how to do it. If there's any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. Please subscribe if you can, if you like the video, if it's helpful. Or even just leave a comment, whatever, a like. But have a good night guys, and I'll see you in the morning hopefully, or well, you guys will see me tomorrow night, but I'm going to start another video in the morning on the bodywork and a few other things, so have a good one.